All right, well, little glitch. What can I do about it? We can't do anything, but we're back up and running, and we'll start over again. Let me just bring up my data that I had. There we go. Okay, and we'll start up again. No problem. No problemo. There we go. Okay, there. We've got you back in. Beautiful. No bad news. All right. All right, so this is what we were talking about. We were looking at bonds being aggressive with longs or bullishness, 60,000. We were looking at S&P being in the minus, okay, so bearishness was kicking in, and we were looking at the euro being bullish. All right, so now let's move over, and we looked at, we were looking at gold, and gold, this is where we left off. If we look at long positions, we can see that they haven't adjusted them, okay? They've been aggressive with longs, and they've been remaining aggressive for some time. Actually, they started beginning of March, and we're in May now, and they're still holding their aggressive long positions. If you look at shorts, they haven't really been focusing on shorts. Now, at the same time, we're talking about how on the higher time frame, we had this big push up. We're getting the two momentum candles to the upside, and likely some ranging that's going to take place. Now, what's interesting is that this candle here, which was last month, it pulled back. All right. So ever since this monthly candle began, it's been upward pressure. Okay. So we can look at the beginning of May, price came into an area of demand, and it's been playing out to the upside. But essentially what is taking place here is we have this ranging, okay, on the charts. So again, when we go back to looking at the positions, we don't see any profit taking on longs. They're just holding those positions, which indicates to me that we're likely going to see more upside. So we're bullish gold, and we've been bullish gold for some time, and we're going to remain bullish gold as long as the formations on the charts are bullish, which they are. We're going to remain bullish. Okay, the higher time frames have upward trends, and you know, we've detailed this in the EURUSD report for a very long time. We had very specific signals that we were watching for and continue to watch for in order to open up longer term positions. Okay. Oil, they had a sell-off in long positions, which is what fueled this move to the downside. Okay, and you can see it here. a reduction in those long positions. They used to be 411, now 330. And the coloration of that cell is blue. What does that mean? Positions are entering into cooled off territory. So they aggressively acquired long positions. They held up until the highs. They took profits on those longs, and now price is dropping. So one thing you should recognize is that right now colorations of the cell here is blue. So sentiment is neutral. So if you're wondering whether the banks are bullish or bearish oil, right now they are just neutral oil. Okay. All right, let's go to the dollar. What do we see with the dollar? Here we go. So the dollar, we can see that over the last several weeks they were aggressive with short positions, 25 up to 33, and the last couple weeks they took profits on those short positions. Okay, and it's very strange what took place on the charts. This is not typical. What we've been seeing with the dollar has really been different than what we've been witnessing with the USCAD and US Swiss. So to me, this US dollar index has gone off on a different path, veering off on a different path than what we've seen with the US CAD and US Japanese yen, and I'll get to that and show you that. So as you can see, when you look here at the weekly chart, as you know, I draw these bubbles, these red bubbles over price, and this gives me an indication, a visual indication or a visual view of the acceleration of positions, either bullish or bearish. In this case, because they're red clouds, it means it's bearish. So they're adding short positions on the way up. Adding short positions on the way up. This is not what we typically see. Okay, so that's why I was saying that this is a lot different than what we've been seeing on the US Swiss, US CAD, and US dollar Japanese yen. So, you know, we look at positions, we can see 52% are long, 48%, so that's not a lot. But overall, the coloration, I'd say, is slightly bearish. But because this one's been veering off onto a different path, I wouldn't be focusing too much on the bearishness here, or the fact that it's somewhat bearish. I wouldn't be focusing or putting too much attention onto that. Okay. So we move along, and we have the Aussie banks were accumulating a massive short position over the last few weeks. They took profits on those shorts, and that is what fueled the further drive to the upside right through here. They're still aggressive with shorts. When you consider shorts and longs, you can see that they are heavily aggressive with short positions. Okay, so there's really no strong signal here. I mean, would I want to short the Aussie right now? No, I would not want to short the Aussie right now. And the reason being is the signals that we are starting to receive in other markets are telling us that we're likely going to see momentum over the very long term start heading to the upside. And so this is one thing that we've always pointed out, the fact that we have demand that's in play on the monthly chart right here, and it's been holding. One test, two tests, three tests, this demand has been holding. So are we going to be getting a move like this over time? It's possible. And as we collect the CFTC data week after week after week, we're going to be looking for signs that this is that this possibility is going to become larger and larger. So we don't know 100%, but we're starting to see signs of it. So we'll continue watching that. US CAD. So long positions, pretty aggressive. 119, 112, 114. Okay. All-time maximum long positions that we've seen by examining the historical numbers is 137, meaning in the past their largest position on longs have been 137,000. And what typically takes place after they reach all-time maximum size is they take profits, which fuels a move in the opposite direction. Okay. So if we look at USCAD right now, we can see that it's at a supply zone. And it's been just sitting up here for quite some time, right? You look at the clouds, you can see that every time it got aggressive with longs, price dropped. Got aggressive with longs, and price is starting to decline right now. Is it going to continue? Like I said, with respect to the Aussie, we're seeing signs in the markets that the Aussie is likely going to continue higher, which means that we see signs that the USCAD will likely continue lower. And the fact that they are near the maximum size, it's possible that this is the highs that we're going to be seeing, and the next move is going to be to the downside. So we'll be continuing to monitor that. US Swiss longs have been aggressive for some time now. They're far away from maximum size. Maximum size is 89,000. We're only at 47,000, which is not, you know, it's not maximum size. So they could add more if they wanted to. But what's likely going to happen is US Swiss is going to follow along with the other markets. So this might be a top here that we're seeing in price action. Okay. But again, we're going to continue to monitor the positions and take a look at what's going on there. So let's look at this one here. Euro US dollar. All right, so look at the positions here. We've been watching them offloading their long positions for some time when price contacted an area of supply. So for us, we knew that when price is contacting supply, they were likely going to start taking profits on long positions. And, you know, when we look back at the historical numbers, we can see back in February, they were sitting at 213,000. With all-time maximum size being 266,000. But because we were contacting supply, we knew that it was likely they were going to take profits on those positions. And they have done that. We've seen a reduction from 213 all the way down to the 160s. Okay. But now pay attention to what we're starting to see again. Okay. From those 160s. We're starting to see them increasing their positions again. Okay, 170, 178. Now, yes, you might be thinking, but that's only the last couple of weeks, right? But I told you something very specific happened on the charts this past week that is indicating to us that price is likely going to be changing the dynamic here. So we're going to be paying attention to that moving forward. At the end of the day, if you look at the coloration of the cells here, what color do you see? Blue, meaning neutral. So banks are neutral right now. We should be neutral right now. So I'm going to be neutral with respect to the Euro US dollar, okay? Until I collect more data and they start to reveal more and more of their agenda. Because I do believe that it's very likely something big is about to take place. And we did some really in-depth analysis of the Euro US dollar in our level 3 class on Friday morning, and we talked about what we were seeing. We applied the Sherlock analysis process to the charts, and it started to reveal things to us. And so we can't ignore it, all right? So we'll continue to update you as we collect the data moving forward. Okay, so the pound, they aggressively added to long positions, and then over the last several weeks, they've been closing off those long positions, okay? And they were starting to accumulate a short near the lows. Now we see price shooting to the upside pretty aggressively. Let's take a look at the pound chart. Yeah, so we got a very aggressive move to the upside there. Bullish engulf on the weekly. And yeah, we could be potentially seeing the start of a bullish engulf here on the monthly chart. So something to definitely be on watch for. Other than that, again, if we look at coloration of the cells, they used to be bullish. Now we're entering into neutral territory. So I'm going to be neutral the pound as well, because we have yet to see real proof of the direction that price is going to head into next. Okay, we'll continue to collect the data and see where things go. As far as the US dollar Japanese yen, we know that their long positions reached near maximum size, and so they start to take profits on those positions, which fueled a move to the downside, right into some demand, and then price rallied up from that ever since. Shorts, not really focused on shorts right now, but they still do have an aggressive position on their longs. Coloration of the sells, definitely bullish, but when the coloration, the sentiment is telling you they're extremely bullish, but their long positions have just reached maximum size, you have to put things into context and realize that the sentiment is bullish because they just reached maximum size with longs. So we're going to take it easy with this one here. Our target has been hit. Our target that we placed September 27, 2022 has finally been hit. And so we're going to be watching this one to see what the banks do with their long positions, because we think that there's a very good chance that they're going to continue with profiting on those long positions, and that will likely fuel a move to the downside. So we'll continue to watch that one closely. And Kiwi, shorts have been the more aggressive position. If we look at the sentiment, we can see that it has been bearish. Okay. But then again, we just finished dropping in price. Okay. Now we see the bullishness coming in. It's a little too early to tell whether or not this bullishness is going to continue, as I've been saying, but we're going to be watching closely to see if the data continues to support this progression of momentum. And what was triggered last week, we'll see whether or not they want to continue on with presenting price action in such a way that makes it clear to us that they're going to be changing the direction of price. Okay, so we'll keep you posted on that. And that's pretty much it. Okay, that's pretty much it. So thanks for sticking around with me. We had a little bit of a glitch this morning, but you guys came back. You know how things go sometimes when you're going live. Computers and technology and software and all that stuff. So it happens. Anyways, I hope that was helpful for you. And yeah, I'll let you go. And come join us in our Telegram channel. And we'll be posting more analysis throughout the week. Okay? All right, folks, that's it. Take care of yourself. Have a good one.